Okay, I think I'll talk about Black Lives Matters. Thank you for the support. It hasn't gone unnoticed. I was still willing to go to Manchester. I just wanted to know if the offer was concrete or not. Um, Basically, growing up, I didn't have any black heroes around me that I could see, so I always thought that I'd be the shining light for at least one black kid or one kid from the urban community. And I wanted to set an example. I never imagined that I would. I'm very grateful for the support, for the messages from the Black Lives Matters community. It's a very touching thing. Going to the protests and hearing "I can't breathe," knowing that I said those words. It's really touching. Shows that people care. Um, this whole thing is about limiting my influence so I can't make changes, because people know that I would make changes to the way things are and make life better for not only the black community but the urban community in general. And it's something I'm really passionate about. And I know there are people who side with me. What else can I say? Yeah, things are going well. In my case, I did everything that I could to be successful, and I've always been limited by what I can do by the powers that be, either by them marking my grades down, like they did with my University of Bradford degree. If you have a chronic illness, and you get a 2-2 and it's 57.5%, they should at least give you the 2.5%, out of courtesy. Because I did work hard. I got a 2-2 in my first year and a first in my second year. So, I was marked down unfairly, and it's all been part of an agenda to so that I wouldn't be successful. Limiting my opportunities, limiting my income, limiting my travel. All to keep me kind of humbled. I hate that phrase, humble yourself, because I didn't even know that there was a big deal being made over me at the time. I thought it was all done, and they were still saying you should humble yourself. I, I can understand that people pick apart what I say, but with what I've been through, I feel like I shouldn't have to cater to everyone to be understood, that I should just be able to say things bluntly and be understood, and I should be able to say and do what I like, to be honest, because other people are able to. So why can't me, of all people, do what I like and say what I like? So when people take offense to what I say, I just see it as, delaying the good that I could do through speculation and gossip. And gossip is never good. like I said, I did everything right in this system. I went to uni. I didn't miss a year. You know, I'm not mentally unwell. If anything, I am physically unwell. I'm in constant pain. Like constant pain. I always have an ache or something somewhere. The pain hasn't left me in 10 to 20 years. But with the level of stress that I'm under, it shouldn't be a surprise. You know, when I started writing poems and typing poems to girls online and they were being read and people were laughing, saying that I should use spell check and stuff. And what you need to realize is that it came from a place of stress and lack of sleep. So I wasn't really worried if I wasn't spelling right, because the message should get across. And if a guy writes you a poem and he misspells a few words and it's 3 a.m. in the morning, I mean, you should know that, you know, maybe he's just stressed out, or maybe, you know, he's like tired as fuck. And then other angles started coming into account where people were doing other things to make me misspell the whole time, and I just wasn't aware of it. Like I said, you know, like what's happened to me could happen to any child, and especially any black child. And I just feel like, you know, we do matter, and that, you know, like I've seen white people hit people and get away with it. I've seen white people steal and get away with it. You know, the punishments aren't the same for black kids or black people in general. You know, it's a bit difficult when people have their token black people and they get to say this and that. You know, the police did warn me off the Black Lives Matters movement, but I mean, after all that's gone on, they can't say that the Black Lives Matters people are disloyal now, or have been disloyal over the past few years. Yeah, there have been a few hiccups, but, you know, you need to take everyone as an individual in this situation. Martin Luther King's dream wasn't for black superiority. It was that black and white children could go to school together without there being any issues, and then grow up and live together as equals. So, you know, the Black Lives Matters movement isn't about black superiority. We just want, you know, what's given to any white kid in the same situations as us. And that's not the case in terms of, you know, the way police pick on black people, harass them, punish them harsher for the same crimes. It's not easy growing up and being black at all. You know, black children are unspoken for. It's not easy growing up and seeing what's around you and thinking, you know, what can I do so that I'm not in the same position as my predecessors? It's very difficult, and the danger aspect has kind of worn off, but simply because I've stated my testimony to that in the gym with what I can do. But it's still very like, it just seems like white people have issues with me and they're very fake about it. From trying to sleep with my girls, to just everything. I do have a habit of releasing information as soon as I find it out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the information is true or 100% accurate. For example, the Under Armour apparel that the enemy tends to wear, I said, I feel Drake's energy on it. And then they said, oh yeah, that means Drake's in on it. Drake's in on it too. Tell everyone that Drake's in on it. And Drake blatantly isn't in on it. But more focused on the black community, like there have been too many instances where we as a people have been mistreated and misjudged and judged harshly, and it all comes back to the same thing. Our skin color, white people can hit on girls, but when black people do it, it's bad mind. But, like, and it means that and when black people do it, it means that we're not unified, but when white people do it, it's not an issue, and there's no issues in terms of their unity with the different kinds of ways that white people come across to not only me but the black community as a whole. I do take my role in the BLM movement very serious. It's just finding avenues. It's like I wish I had more financial freedom so that I could travel the country and the world spreading my message about black equality and the things that I've faced. For example, when I was an accountant and moving brands, they were making me pick up dog bowls of water, and I was just doing it because it was a decently paid job, and at the time I was determined to make a success of myself, even if I had to do that. I don't view my jobs like I view my jobs like I'm working for Diddy. So sometimes you might have to do things that aren't related to your job in order to succeed. Like, I did everything the right way. I followed all their rules. I clung on by a thread even though I was harshly marked and misjudged at times. It's like they don't want to acknowledge my intelligence, but they say I use long and funny words. It's just a bit like, it's difficult because the only consultants who seem to understand my position are those of color. Dr. Salim, Dr. Rizwan Salim, Dr. Theresa Mel. These are the doctors that actually understood me and helped me out quite a bit. So it's been a bit of a shock, to be honest, the way the white community is going on. Very fake, very fake. And the things that they say are so hurtful that it's hard not to be offended. Like, sometimes I feel like white girls or non-black girls don't know what they're actually saying, or they're just being selfish and insensitive. talking carelessly instead of dealing with the situation at hand. I feel like people wonder why I'm talking to Sarah Taiwo. The reason why I'm talking to Sarah Taiwo is because, she puts rules in place where the experiment can't be done unlimited on me. So there are more, um, there are more, like, it's done in the tests are done in a more humane way. I would say, I had to get some respite with all the grief I was getting. I feel like you're not in charge of who you fall in love with and who you're attracted to, and it's been established that men like men, and I'm the only guy that like really digs females in the way that everyone makes out. Now I know there's a bit of controversy because the women have been, somewhere else for so long, and claims have been made, but that needs to be gotten over because it's quite racist that once a black man is deemed superior in some type of way, the way I am, and accomplished the way I am, even if it's without the official accolades given to me directly, that I think it's very racist that a black man can't have the women. But Hitler was able to do what he was able to do. Putin is able to do what he's able to do. Trump is able to do what he was able to do, and they're able to say what they can say as well. In sports, you know, there is a lot of racism. There aren't a lot of opportunity for black people, and black people are clearly the superior athletes. It's just the way it is. I'm not saying you don't have your exceptions. You've got freaks of nature like Wayne Rooney, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, Tyson Fury, Conor McGregor. So I just feel there's a lot of insensitivity towards the black community. Like, when people hear my surname, they think that they think it's a joke and something to laugh at. But I don't know if you remember, they were laughing at my name with Ife, and if you look at Ife's full name, you'll understand why that was a bit of a piss take. It's like white people don't want to admit that they just enjoy picking on the black guy. They just enjoy it. They enjoy making black jokes, and they won't stop. When you call someone a monkey, I think it's a bit, and they're black, it's a bit like it's clear what that means. It's clear what that means. It's just so racist. I mean, I never thought that I'd have to face racism the way I've had to. I tried to avoid the conflict, to be honest with you. And I did not get the black community involved for a number of years. But that was simply because I knew that there was I knew someone. It was destined that someone would come along and make a change for the black community, and there would be a lot of arrows pointed at them. So I always planned to secretly do it by myself and then get the black community involved. Um, but it's just the racism needs to stop. Like, why don't you want me in central London? Because I'm a black guy and I'm a good accountant. Why don't you want me to have a girlfriend? Because I'm a good looking black guy. You know, when the rumors were that I was homosexual, no one wanted to be homosexual. Now the rumors are that I'm straight, and it's everywhere that I'm straight. Now they don't want me to have the women, so either way I didn't have the women. What they need to understand is I only allowed what I allowed with the whole English swinging thing and the girls being shared out like that. I only allowed it because I thought that's what the girls wanted. I thought no one wanted me. I thought that um, the girls were happy. I had to respect their choices, and I was going to the gym, killing it, and they still didn't want me. They were watching me, reporting to the men. So it was a very difficult situation. So most people wondered why, when everything stopped, I didn't go in for the jugular. And the reason was because I didn't expect for people to come for me like that. It seems like people will say, okay, we're sorry. We've been caught. Let's find another way to do it. And it's so racist. Um, I just wanted to be an example for the black for black people, because especially young black kids, like young black boys, because I've been that young black kid. I've encountered racism for the first time and not knowing what to do or how to take it. I've been uncomfortable when people use the word nigger, all of that, and I just feel like actions speak louder than words. And instead of me verbally saying that I wanted to be that example and I was doing it intentionally to be that example, I didn't know I'd be as big an example as I was, or as I am. But I wanted to be that example. Um, I feel like white people want to set me as an example to deter black people from being more forward thinking. Um, I feel like they pick at me trying to get black people to join in to justify their agenda. Um, there's always a need for a group that I accept to join in, so that white people can fulfill their agenda and do what they want. Um, it's been difficult, the lack of understanding that I've got, because not that it needs explaining, but you can only ask someone questions for so long. You can only find out about a person for so long. Eventually you'll reach a limit as to what you found, as to your findings, because you've been asking the questions all the time. When are you white people gonna start answering questions like why you call us nigger, Why you call us monkey? Why you call us packies? When are you gonna start answering those questions? Because you're still doing it. Regardless of what I do, you're still being racist, and it just seems like you enjoy it. Um, you know, it's very offensive that I find it very offensive when a girl says that she's into black guys because she should only be into me. She shouldn't just be into black guys. She should just be into me. So if you're into a black guy, that means if you're into black guys, that means that any black guy that comes along you will like, and that was the situation with Martha Toish. Or any guy, I should say, with Martha Toish, because she was such a hoe. Um, but yeah, I mean, like when you say, "Oh yeah, I'm into black guys," I like black guys. That never impressed me, and that's probably part of the reason why I was so selective. In Shoreditch, when they were making the initial decision about whether to make me a more blatant slave or not, um, they gave me the opportunity to sleep with this drunk white girl, but she just smelled. She was okay looking, but she just smelled of alcohol and like her breath stunk, and she was all over the place. She couldn't stand. And to me, that was just so unattractive. The fact that she couldn't stand that, I just gave her a cup of water. By the time I gave her a cup of water, she was talking to her next black guy. So that just put me off even more. I was planning to walk her home and make sure she got home all right. But, the danger with getting with a white girl that claims to like you is that she can always call rape. So she can even sleep with you. You can have consensual sex with her, and the next day, and she could be the one who chirps you, and then the next day, she'll say that you raped her. It was something that I never wanted to fall for. It was something that I never wanted to fall for. Um, a rape charge is a serious charge. Sexual assault charge is a serious charge. It's not something you really want to have a reputation for. So when people say I'm making girls feel uncomfortable and why am I looking at them and this and that, and it's completely consensual, then you just wonder what's going on. Like, I'm just a black kid trying to live my life, and it's been made very difficult. So why would a black kid who's not causing any trouble, why would his life be made difficult? And the majority of people who disagree with him are a different color. The majority of people actively blocking him and that have issues with him are a completely different color, and that doesn't ring alarm bells.